Hello folks, this is my 1936 or thereabouts Briggs Stratton model WMB. Now when I first got this motor, all I had to do to get it running was pull the flywheel off and clean the points and re-gap. Once that was done, it ran like a top with one exception. It was very difficult to start. And originally I had plastic tubing for the fuel pickup, and I could see that every time I kicked it, the fuel would rise up the tube and then partially drop back. And you just had to kick like a son of a gun to get it going. Once the fuel reached the bottom of the carburetor, off it would go. One day I was at the engine meet over in Oregon, and I heard a couple of old-timers talking about the fact that the fuel pickups in these original tanks for the old Briggs required a check ball. And right away I knew that that was probably my problem. So when I got home, I went ahead and pulled the fuel pickup out of the tank, and I did some checking, and I noticed that I could see right through the port and through the screen. Took me a bit of figuring, but what I found was that you remove the screen at the bottom of the pickup, and if you looked in there, you could see that there's a seat. I found an old check ball from a carburetor kit in my toolbox that just happened to fit, and as you can see, there it is, and it just fits right down inside the taper there in the pickup. So you just drop that in, make sure it fits properly and that it does actually move and doesn't get stuck. Then you go ahead and reinstall the pickup. Make sure it's on there well, and don't put too much pressure on it because you certainly don't want to break this tube off. Make sure you reinstall the gasket. And reinstall the tank pickup. Tank pickup requires a 3/4 inch wrench to tighten it. Make sure you don't over tighten because these tanks are hard to come by, and you certainly don't want to end up hunting for a new one. This tank was pretty rusty when I first got it, and what I did was fill it full of sand, gravel, and water, put the cap on, of course without the pickup, and just shook the heck out of it for about 10 or 15 minutes. That got rid of all the rust. And I don't know if you can see on camera, but there's a lot of pitting all the way through around the neck. Luckily it wasn't down lower, and it doesn't appear to leak even with the vibration of running. But that's certainly something that you'd want to check. Now the next thing you do is carefully reinstall the fuel pickup tube, and it'd be best to hold the fitting while you tighten the ferrule nut. And now you're ready to run. And I'm going to move the camera back a little bit, and in the next video we'll go ahead and run it.